To the glorious House of Gains podcast. Here's your host, Robert Frank. What's going on, everybody? Robert Frank here with you. Today is Wednesday, September 4th, 2019. And we are a day early, but I am at the round table of testosterone, which is actually a square because we have a leaf in the middle of the table. To my right, back for the first time in 3 weeks, the butcher, the baker, the donut maker, Joey NPC. What's up, Joe?
Another one.
To his right, we have the man that steers the ship, the host of This Week in Sports, the Pody. What's up, Ant?
What's up?
And to his right, we have the man back in the seat 3 weeks in a row for the first time in a very long time. He is sanitation's finest, Vinnie Vegas. What's up, Vin?
What's going on? I think I like that.
Sanitation's finest.
And
right?
then if you chip in and maybe say, like, where's the trash?
Okay.
Something like that.
Taking out the trash.
Okay,
Yeah,
I could do
like
that.
I think we got to come up with some kind of soundbite for that. But what's going on, everybody? Yes, we are a day early. We'll get into why later on. So no Ray Worldwide tonight, even though he said that he was going to be available. Last minute, maybe camping trip or whatever he's doing out there in the wilderness. So Ray's not here. Beard So Strong, of course. Thursday is his day to be here. So literally, it is Robert Frank and the bros, pun intended, because as we all know, Vinnie Vegas, Joey Bag of Donuts, and the Pody are all brothers. So, let's go over our Patreon list, because we love patreon.com/RobertFrank615. We do have some new members since the last time we had a show, and I want to say big welcome to Chris James, Howard R., Eric Naranja, and William Magnuson. You guys are our new Patreons that joined over the past week. We appreciate the fuck out of you. And of course, I can't forget about my God Amongst Men members, Hank Bauer, Zach G, Damian McCoy, Anthony Capola, Eric Perez, Riley Weir, Aaron Torres, Cody Lawson, Austin Thomas, Big John Nelson, Daniel Tran, Colin Moretti, Joe Kaminsky, Will Fong, Joe Scivoletti, Ashton Jones, Obi Red, Gabriel Monk, Josh Guerrero, Joe the Pirate, Jordan Cave, Joe Arsenal, James Foote, Luke Biggs, and our newest God Amongst Men member, Chris James. So, thank you guys so much for being a part of the show and being a part of Patreon. One thing that I kind of want to address about the Patreon really quickly is I want you guys to look at this Patreon more of a Glorious House of Gains podcast thing, not just like a Robert Frank thing, because you are going to I'm going to be narrating most of the content. Most of the behind the scenes shit that you're going to see is going to be me giving you guys videos and higher promo codes and discounts on robertfrank615.com and all that good shit. But I want you guys to think of, if you're supporting the Patreon, you're not only supporting myself, but you're supporting the podcast as well, because we're trying to take this thing to the next level. And
I do want to chime in.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were scheduled to have a meeting this Friday.
Right.
Because it's a new month. And for Patreon, as you know, in the beginning of the month is when you get your bill for that month. And Rob and I were supposed to meet this Friday to go over content for Patreon, because we want to start making sure that there's, I guess I'd say, an ample amount of content that's
Right.
on there, which Rob now has to leave this Friday, but we are rescheduling that for next week in between this trip he has and Vegas. So we'll actually post some behind the scenes of that next week. In terms of what we discussed and how we want the direction of Patreon to go in the coming months, including September, and that will be on Patreon as well, the behind the scenes of the meeting.
I got a question about Patreon.
Go ahead, brother.
These videos these people can see.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, can you go live on there?
You can go live.
Okay.
And September will be the first live stream for Patreon only members. Yeah.
Okay, where is that?
Coming up later on this month. You have to be a Patreon member to be
Just
able
like a
to.
day in September?
Yeah, I'm going to announce it on the site.
Okay.
Let people know so they
All right.
can look forward to it.
All right, so question. The videos that people see on there, that you like upload them,
Yeah.
can they record over them?
Like
I mean,
copy them.
essentially you could like use another phone, but like Yeah, like you know, if
Like
you ever
share it,
like you know, like Netflix, can they share it or like?
Yeah, and I'll
Can they screen record?
You can't share it, but yes, could it be stolen off of there? Yes.
Yeah, that's
anything
called.
can be stolen
There's
off
a
the
term
goddamn
for
internet.
that. Yeah, there's a term for that when you take videos or something that's supposed to, I don't know. Big Brad Wolf said that the Misfits had a problem with that.
I'll tell you a lot of people that have problems with it because I'm one who searches for it.
Oh,
if you go on Reddit, a lot of these girls who have Patreon pages where they post like nude only, what happens is if you don't want to be a member, guys who are members will scam and steal their pictures and videos and they'll post it on Reddit. So a lot of these chicks then go on Reddit, find their own content, get it reported and removed off of there, and then they're more cautious on what they post on like OnlyFans.com, all this shit, all these private porn star pages.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's kind of fucked up to do that, though. I mean, it's the internet. It's the internet is still a wild, wild west. So, one thing that I did promise people on Instagram earlier today on Robert_Frank615 is I would be announcing the winner to last Friday's contest, where all you had to do, and contests are so funny because you give people the simplest instructions of what to do. I said, comment the muscle emoji and tag a bro and tag a hoe. That's all you have to do. And I even said that the hoe didn't have to be a female. You know, it's 2019. People get offended by shit.
I think I saw this.
Right. So
Nobody followed.
Tag a bro,
Nobody
tag a hoe. Out of the 495 responses, I would say 50 of them were done properly.
Wow.
People just don't, and that's why I'm telling you guys, for all of you Instagrammers out there, Facebookers, whoever, if you're leaving captions to your pictures, to your videos that are more than a sentence long, nobody's fucking reading them.
Or if you're regularly posting an Instagram story where you're talking, 9 out of 10 times.
Yep.
I'm just
Skip,
pressing
skip,
it.
skip, tap, 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 tap,
I
tap,
don't
tap,
want to
tap.
hear you for. If it's one, that's fine, and if it's one once a week, but I have people hidden, and I literally can tell you what they're posting after not seeing their content for months. I can click on their little icon, their profile, and it'll be exactly what I guess it's going to be because they post the same bullshit.
AKA Jimmy Triceps.
Damn. Just fucking out
Wow.
in the tricep, man.
He
Who I
does
had very
do
good
those talking.
workout. had a very
Sometimes
good
I
workout
skip
with him
his too.
yesterday.
Like I'll see where it's going and then I start tapping because it's either him singing or giving like a life lesson. And I already know all my lessons in life.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well,
but we still love him.
I-
And you know who else I muted?
Who?
My name is Janice.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like fucking dogs and cats with tits.
Yeah.
Right?
Dogs and cats with
It's
tits. I don't know. I have everybody.
I
muted.
look. I don't. It's just always animals. People that post animals drive me nuts. So I
Yeah.
get rid of that shit. What are you doing over there?
He's got a hair in his eye.
Oh.
In his eye?
Yeah, something's weird. This is some behind the scenes
Anyway.
Patreon shit right
Yeah.
here. But anyway, I did
Yeah.
want to announce the winner. So the winner that we picked at random, and you have, I'll give you until next podcast. I'm going to give you some extra time. Normally I'll only give about 48 hours, but I'll give you until the next episode of the Glorious House of Gains podcast to reach out to me. That's being very generous. Beast Motivation 13. You are the winner of whatever the fuck you want. One item on the Steel Supplements line. It could be BCAA. It could be the Hard AF. It could be One Andro. It could be pre-workout. Whatever the fuck you want, you tell me what it is, and I will make sure we get your address and we get it out to you ASAP. Now, here's what I know I'm going to get, because I've gotten this in the past. It's not fair that you do an Instagram contest and you announce the winner on your podcast. Okay, motherfuckers. You should be listening to the podcast anyway. It's like if I told you, hey, I put $100 bill under your toothbrush. You brush your teeth every day, right? There's the $100 right there. The podcast is something you should be listening to anyway.
That's the worst.
So, dude, hey,
How is that an analogy?
I'm giving somebody $100 value because I mean I think the most expensive thing on the
you-
still line is $100, right?
Right.
Oh, I'm giving it to him. It's right there. I'm dangling it in front of his face. If he listens to the show anyway, like he brushes his teeth every fucking day,
Well, yeah.
he would get
That's
the money.
if they listen. But if they're just on Instagram,
But they should be listening anyway.
That's the point. You should be listening to the
What the
fucking
fuck else
podcast.
you doing once a week for an hour?
But I know Beast
True.
Motivation 13 is a listener of the show.
Okay.
I really don't know that, but I'm assuming because, you know, we are a top 1% podcast.
And you said the first 10 minutes, and you did it at 8 minutes and 45 seconds. If you can't take 10 minutes out of your day to win $100, then you don't deserve it.
Sure.
Yeah, you definitely don't deserve it. So we have a lot to talk about today. We haven't seen Joey in 3 weeks. I know we'll get into his weigh-in. We did a pre-show weigh-in for Patreon. He was on a cruise. He was evacuated from island to island. He put on about 40 pounds.
Whoa.
Vinny, I know, he was telling me before that there was a story from quite a few years ago, I think, that he wanted to share. And we got a lot of shit going on. But let's talk about the weekend first. Vin, I didn't hear from you all weekend. What was your weekend like?
You know, same old. I was in the city.
Yeah.
I hate when he looks at me like this. So I was. What did I do? I went out. Well, first of all, I want to discuss something.
Go ahead.
You guys were down the shore. It looked like.
Yes.
From what I saw. I don't recall getting an invite to that.
Guilty.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Guilty. You know why?
Because you know what? I had no particular plans.
Nope, you were invited. That's not true. You were invited, and you stated that you had to go to a party in Freehold.
That is correct. Yes, I do remember that.
So I didn't go to that party. But I don't remember. I originally signed on to saying I was going to that party. And then last minute I decided it's stupid to go because it's a kind of a drive or whatever, and it wasn't really worth it. Oh, you know what, too? I had to work Sunday. I had to work the next day. That's probably why. It was a big commitment.
Go out every weekend anyway. Just fucking invite.
But I ended up taking off Sunday anyway. So I could have went. But anyway, all right, so...
Beard So Strong does that shit, too. He's like, yo, nobody ever invited... Like, with us, there's no invite necessary. It's just...
I didn't know, like, anyone was...
Gotcha.
Actually, Joey sends me a fucking video at, like, 1 in the morning when I was asleep. And it was a video at the rooftop at Beachcomber. So those of you that don't know, I used to go there for about 10 years straight. Haven't gone in a couple of years. Joey sends me and says, yo, man, still popping over here while I'm half asleep at a bar that I'm not at with people I used to hang out with, as if that's a video that I want to look at.
Damn.
It's just straight played me. I look at it and I'm like, oh, man, I wish, you know.
And we were with the original crew down there.
Yeah, cool.
And it was mobbed. Great ratio, girl to guy.
Labor Day weekend, yeah.
Good times.
Speaking of Seaside, well, all right. So I was telling Rob, it dawned on me this. I just thinking of like, oh, let me think of a good story I could tell. So I got a quick story for you guys. You might like this.
Sure.
You think this would be like maybe like a J-Lo type story? I mean, you know, J-Lo's like the pimp of the show, so Mr. Ladies Man.
Yeah, I mean he's had a lot of success lately, but yeah, sure, go ahead.
So funny story from some time ago when I was single. Okay, so I don't even know where to begin here. So long story short, all right, this female lived in Midtown Manhattan on a 5-story walk up, which means there's no elevator. There's only a staircase. Okay, went back to her place and kind of getting to know each other.
Okay.
And her phone rings on FaceTime, and she like freaks out, and she's like, "Dude, you gotta go." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You have to go right now. I have a boyfriend." And I was like, "All right, is he like here?" She's like, "He lives 2 blocks away, and he just said, 'I know you came home with someone.'" And I was like, "How big is he?" First thing I said, and she's like, "Dude, you have to go now." So I was like, "All right." So I go to like kind of run towards the front door, and she's like, "No. Like it's close, and it's one way up." So she's like, "You gotta go out. You gotta go out the window." And I'm like, "You live on the fucking flip floor." And she's like literally pushing me, go. So out the window. Now, you know, if you see in like movies or if you've been to New York, it's the fire escape. It's like a platform and then the sideways stairs, a platform, and it's like old. Dude, 5 stories is like fucking. I think, what do you figure, 10 feet each? Like
that's high as fuck up there.
And usually the first level doesn't have a ladder to get
correct.
to the ground.
So when you hit the lowest one,
you got to jump.
It's high. It's high. It's an ankle breaker. So you're hanging and then just woo, hit the ground. And that was it. Made my exit. Right. So now I don't know why I was thinking of this story recently, and Then I thought to myself, there was one other time. This is what gets crazy, guys. There was one other time in life that the same situation happened, and it was I went to a girl's house, and the same thing. Oh my God, you have to go. My boyfriend's coming. So I remember this time I jumped up, put my hat. I remember throwing my hat on like backwards, like Jersey Shore style, because it was like the cap like sticking off the top. I remember it was like loosely. I remember it was loosely on the back of my head, and I remember this for this reason. I go to run, like I just got up and ran, opened the door to the bedroom, and as I opened the door, I fucking bumped chests into this guy, who's bigger than me. He grabs me by my shirt and fucking literally threw me through the air. And like an IKEA nightstand, I fucking crushed it like to pieces. It completely broke. I remember I had such fucking bruises on my legs.
Like Braun Strowman.
Dude, he threw me, and I hit the ground, and I jumped right back up, and I was like, in my head, I was like, all right, like, you know what, you know how to like, you're good, you can fight. Let's like, you got to get out though. There's one exit, and it's like go time. So I just fucking charged at this guy, and dude, like. You know, like in the movies when it's like right, left, and it's just like a blur of hands?
Yeah.
Dude, I was teeing off on this guy to the point of like his head was just like da, 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 da.
So you just had your hat on.
And
now,
so
no clothes.
So this is what's funny. No, I had clothes.
Oh, you had clothes on?
No,
I thought you were beating cheeks.
No. What I remember, I bring up the hat thing because after getting thrown and then beating the piss out of this guy and still getting out of there, my hat was still on, I remember, and I just thought it was funny that like I still had my hat intact the whole time, which was like loosely on my head.
That's funny.
Just a little memory I had of it. But so anyway, fucking he like falls down. I remember the corner of the wall was dented where his head was hitting the wall, and I ran out and I run down the street and I get to this place, like a food spot where that girl works with another girl, and the other girl had a text already and I'm like, dude, you're not gonna believe what just happened. And boop, she gets a text and she reads the text out loud, which I thought was awesome, and it says, Vinny just beat the shit out of Tim. This is from the other girl. She's like, oh my God, I feel so bad. So that was that was the end of my night. Now here's where this story correlates to the other one. That girl, this is kind of fucked up, right? That girl moved to another state like a year or two later.
Okay.
And this part isn't funny. It's actually kind of sad.
This is fucked up. Okay? Remember the first story I told you in New York with the fire escape exit?
Right.
Well, obviously same stories, right? Guy comes home, whatever. Well, here comes the fire escape. This girl moved away like 2 years after that. Goes out like one night, like gets wasted, locks herself out of her apartment. Attempts to climb her fire escape to get in, and she's no longer with us, folks.
Holy
I know.
shit.
Fucked up, right? Fucked up story. Yeah, dead. Died.
So she made you go out the fire escape.
No, not a different girl.
So it's a different girl. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
just the scenario same in that.
And this person recently passed away?
No, it was
this was a while
okay.
back.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah. I just thought of it like, wow, look at the correlation there, huh? So then I thought after, like, man, glad I didn't fall.
Yeah, no, dude, that's and those stairwells are not the most
they're not safe.
sturdy.
Yeah, and it's not meant
at
for using like regularly.
Yeah. They're meant to use like in an well, I guess that is an emergency situation.
Right. Well, it's like a lifeboat it's like lifeboats on like ships. They're just meant to get the fuck out of there. They're not like comfort.
The sad part is though, that girl, she was like a sweetheart. She was a really nice girl.
She was, but she was known as like a drunk. She was always wasted.
Like people, the
like
thing
wasted.
is, people think just nothing could possibly happen by just being young. She was young also, which is the other sad part.
Oh yeah.
When people drink and they're young, you think you're invincible, but you got to be careful. A lot of people do pass away from doing things while drunk, and you don't really realize the consequences. But yeah, she was a good girl. I remember her.
Yeah.
Well, now these girls that you're meeting, and this maybe is not the moral of the story. We know what the moral of the story is, but these girls
what
that
is
you're
the
meeting.
Moral?
Well, I'm saying this is like a sidebar.
Yeah.
You're meeting these chicks out, right? There's some kind. They both have boyfriends, clearly,
yeah.
because you had to bounce from both situations. But you still got far enough that with probably alcohol involved, right? It's one of those nights. You still work your way back into these chicks' apartment. Where if boyfriend wasn't home or boyfriend wasn't FaceTiming,
right.
you're beating cheeks, right?
Correct.
So it just shows you that chicks are whores.
It's men and the thing.
But
is
the whole
men-
boyfriend thing doesn't mean anything. So any bro out there that's
Correct.
listening to this podcast
Yes.
and it's like, I have a boyfriend, that means absolutely zero. If you want it, keep putting in work. And chances are, if you're got swag like Mr. Vincenzo here, or Beard So Strong, or a Ray Worldwide in his prime, I know he's retired now, but you know, you could get in there.
I do, while we're on the female topic, I have one more, and this is quick.
Yeah.
I was listening to the podcast from last week with J-Lo, and I caught something that he said that I did not hear while we were here. And when we brought up the that time, the three of us and the ladies and all, and he beat me at one particular contest.
Yeah.
If you recall, you listened last week. It was pretty epic conversation because I was actually laughing
so
listening
funny.
to it.
You know how many people DM me and said, dude, like, uncomfortably laughing at work. Like, I have my earbuds in.
I
like,
laughed listening.
Coworkers are watching me laugh out loud.
So he said at one point, and it got muffled because someone else talked over him. He said, first of all, I had the baddest chick. Now, J-Lo, if you're going to listen to this, is he listening? Is he in the live stream?
Jay's, I don't know if he's in the live stream, but
I'm
Jay,
gonna listen.
out of everyone, always listens to every show.
Good. Well, listen, J-Lo, and to the rest of you who heard last week's episode, I gave him that one. That was mine. She was mine from the start, from hours ago at the pool. I have video proof of that.
It was yours.
Mine. And then all of a sudden in the pool, the other one's just like all next to me now, and then it got weird, and she was like, oh, you're gonna watch him to me later. She's like, yeah, I want to watch. Yeah, I was like, okay, you can watch. Yeah. So anyway, the whistle means fuck. She wanted her friend to watch me fuck her.
Yeah.
And so that happened. But yeah, J-Lo.
You're a generous motherfucker, man.
Okay.
You know
I
that?
literally gave it to him, and actually.
But would you admit
in turn,
that she was the
she
baddest?
did watch. They all, dude. So like, they each had their own thing.
Okay.
Like
See-
each one had like this was better on that one. This was
Right.
better on that one. But all of them were hot. Yeah, they were all hot. I mean,
Speaking of that, this weekend, Joey, I don't know if you remember this or not. When we were out and we were at Beachcomber and we were up on the top deck, there were these 2 or 3 chicks.
3.
It was 3 of them, okay. That were, so Joey knows exactly where I'm going with this. Who were a little bit older, I feel like, maybe mid-30s, I'd say.
Yeah.
Right? And because to most of the people listening to this podcast, they're like in their 20s and shit, and they're like, damn, mid-30s, that's fucking ancient. But they were like mid-30s. However, they all looked like a Kardashian.
really.
But
They all look like they're from Miami.
But they all had the fake butts,
Fake. Yeah.
the
Lips.
fake boobs, the fake lips, the fake hair, the fake nails. They just looked, and we've established this in the past, there's no such thing as fake. But where most people would look at these chicks and say, oh my God, they're trying too hard. Or
Most girls would say that.
Most girls,
Yeah,
right. Like,
of course.
yeah. Like,
Ew.
I don't know if Marissa saw them or not.
That
but-
doesn't even look real.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But to me, that gives you more points because that shows me that you actually give a fuck about what you look like. Like, you're going to spend thousands of dollars on a fake butt, thousands of dollars on fake boobs, thousands of dollars on hair, nails, makeup, everything to look the way that you do at the age that you are. And let's be totally honest, you're probably batshit crazy. And that because your confidence is probably in the shitter,
Yeah.
right? And that's why girls do this. And guys too. Guys fucking do steroids and do drugs and do this and that because they are insecure in how they look. They want to be bigger. They want to be better. They want to, size up against other motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Girls are the same way. But from my experience, what I've seen in the past, chicks that, get enhancements here and there are batshit crazy. And you know what batshit crazy means? Easy to fuck.
Good in bed.
Yeah. So those 3 chicks, if my wife was not there and I was not married, they would have been first on my list. Out of all the early 20s, because there were plenty of 22, 23 hot fucking girls that were there. You know, my wife and her girlfriend were on the dance floor probably getting grinded on by some fucking drunk-ass 21-year-old. Whatever. It's going to happen. But these chicks, yeah. A-okay in my book.
Very nice.
So, Joey, let's go over a couple of topics with you. Oh, you know what? One thing that I wanted to bring up, too. The one place that we went to before we ended up going to Seaside, I would never go back there again. And I know our good friend Janice is probably listening to this show, and she's been asking us to come to this place for quite a while now. Joey, I don't know about you, but I was so uncomfortable with the amount of white people that were there. Like, I'm not used to being around, like, white, like, just
Like beachy,
white,
like fishermen.
beachy, like anywhere from 35 to 50.
Shorts
that
and
whole
flip-flops.
shorts and flip flops type motherfuckers, like
Salt Life shirts.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, all over the place, bro.
yeah.
Ordering a couple
Oakley's on the
brewskis.
top of the head.
Yeah.
They go to the bar and order some beers. They don't get hard.
With the what do they call those shell fucking necklaces?
Oh, yeah.
Puka or
Pukas.
whatever. Yeah.
I remember just going to the bar and I was like, yeah, the guy's like, how can I help you? I was like, let me get 2 Red Bull vodkas, a vodka club, and a Jack and Diet. And this like woman who's probably in like her late 40s looked at me and she's like, a Jack and Diet? Like, why are you getting Diet?
And I overheard it and I was like, I got diabetes, bitch.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Mind
And the
your
best
business.
part is she's like, there's no difference between diet and regular. And I'm like, you ain't one to talk. Like, you don't look like you're in shape at all. Don't be telling this guy who wants that drink who's in shape what the fuck to drink. Those kind of bars, and I agree, Rob, I spoke to someone at work who frequents there regularly because he lives down there.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I didn't want to tell you before you went. 2 guys I work with go to this bar. And they go, we didn't want to tell you before you went, but we knew you were going to hate it. I was like, well, here's how it went. It was a local bar down the shore, but on the bay side.
Dude, the title of the place.
Oh, yeah. It was on the bay side. So for any of you, you could live anywhere. You could live in Fort Lauderdale, anywhere you live. The bars on a bay versus the bars on the ocean are a completely different scene. So when you're on the bay in New Jersey, it's more your local people versus you go on the ocean side, you're going to get the tourist places.
Right.
So it was local people that sit on they dock their boats there, a lot of the people. They get out and they go to this bar, and then the other people basically walk or Uber there. And it was just a different scene. We walked in, and I knew right off the bat, the bouncer knew who Rob was as soon as we got to the door. He wanted, wanted to say hi to him. We didn't even get past the bouncer, and there was probably like a group of 4 women who were in their like probably early 50s who were staring us down like we were a piece of meat.
Yeah.
Then we got to the bar, and more people are staring because we don't even dress like we belong there.
Right.
Like you said, when we say white people, we mean the behavior, not the color of their skin. They just behave like they're Floridians, like with the flip-flops, like you
Right,
said.
and then they probably look at you too like, what are they doing here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, this is our bar.
exactly.
I don't know. I guess
So we hung out with our group of friends who are local people down there as well, and they fit that scene, so they enjoy it. I would also never go back there again, but I'm glad I went once just to say I did it, but it's just not our thing.
It's one of those places where if you're already down the shore, it's a good place to go if you're 5 minutes away. But you would never drive an hour and a half there to like that's where you're going to hang out for the night.
The bar closes at 10 o'clock. The music stops.
Because
The
there's
noise
a town
ordinance.
ordinance. Yeah, they have an ordinance. But the
What
bar,
exit is it?
it's Forked River.
Dude, I
It's like
think I
78.
went there.
Yeah.
When you to get there, do you like drive down like a road that's like marshland or no?
Kind of.
pretty
I mean,
much,
there's
yeah.
a lot of bars down in that area, but it's next to another bar. But
Is it a square bar in the middle?
No, there's
No.
like a.
Okay, maybe that
it's almost like a tiki type bar on one side, a restaurant on the other.
Okay.
Either way, it is not. It's not our scene. And like I said, there's a band that plays, and it closes at 10, where we normally don't get out till 11. So it's just not. It's not our type of place.
2 quick super chats before we move on to Joey's vacation and his weigh-in, which we'll definitely get into. Big Papa Pump, what's up, my brother? He says, Shout out to the big homie Ray Worldwide. Ray's not with us tonight, but shout out to Big Ray. Joey, glad you didn't die on the cruise. Rob shirts are tremendous, so make sure you grab one. Thank you for the plug there, Papa Pump. That's a good segue into if you guys need any merch, you can go to robertfrank615.com. And if you are a Patreon member, make sure that you use your special 25% off discount code. And of course, God Amongst Men members get your own personal special 30% off code for anything on my store. And you could use that up to 3 different times. So don't be bashful is basically what I'm saying, motherfuckers. Use that shit up. Ricky Rudkowski says, did anyone call you guys bennies? I don't think that word really exists anymore.
That's an old word, but we no. So we're the weird part about this.
Give him the 411, Joe.
Damn, Ricky knows the spot. Yes, Captain's Inn. That's exactly the name of the place.
So bennies are people from like North Jersey that travel down the shore.
Too many white people, Ricky. Way too many white people.
Whereas
I would say they're more North Jersey, but I would say too they're like just the daily, like they go down for the night, go back home.
Yeah. Whereas those of us sitting at this table, some of us lived down there like 6 months out of the year for like 15 years. I mean, I was down the shore pretty much from May until almost Halloween every single weekend, and many weekdays as well. I do like 4 or 5, and I commute to work from down there. I'd wake up, be on the beach. So we're not bennies by any means. We actually, I don't even know what the right word would be, but we're not local, but we're at the same time not bennies.
What does bennies stand for, too? It's like Brooklyn, Essex, something. I don't know.
That's a really old
Yonkers,
term. People don't even really use that word anymore. And the reason, like, all of us were either dating someone who had a house down there, or family had a house down there, or something. So we were never bennies. We just didn't live down there, all year round. But most people don't live down the shore all year round. So everyone usually has a beach house, like a summer home, and you just go down there in the summertime. So, like, our parents have a house in Myrtle Beach. They're not fucking there all year round. They go down there for like a month in a clip. They'll go down every other weekend. So, but yeah, no, Captain's Inn, you are correct, sir.
Yeah. So Joey, let's go over this. This cruise. You were gone for 10 days, right?
Yes,
10-day cruise.
It was beautiful. I'll go over it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I took off. If you've never been on a cruise, I highly suggest you take a cruise. Rob also can confirm he loves cruises as well.
What? Royal Caribbean?
Royal Caribbean. I'm now in Emerald. Is that it?
Damn, you're up to Emerald already?
Whatever. I'm over 30 days cruising.
Platinum. Yeah,
I'm Platinum. But I'll be Emerald shortly. 2 more cruises, I'll be there. So, yeah, once you spend X amount of nights, and I've done over 30 on Royal Caribbean, 10 on Norwegian, so they give you, you become certain members.
And then what? Discounts?
Yeah, like you skip the line when you check in, which you could fucking wait there for hours. You just get perks and stuff. But anyway, I love cruising. So I went out of Baltimore because I already took both the ships out of New Jersey. So I had to make the 2-hour drive down there that morning, hop on the boat. Different crowd than New Jersey because obviously demographics of New Jersey are different than Baltimore. But it was still a good time. A lot of cool people on the boat that I met. And always day one, people are like happy to be on a cruise. So everybody's talking to each other. Hey, how you? People just day one is always
true.
like.
By day 3, I'm like, leave me the fuck
Yeah,
alone.
exactly. But I did meet a ton of cool people on the cruise. I went to 5 different locations. I went to Port Canaveral, which I then took a bus type of deal to Orlando, went to Disney for the day. I then the next day went to Miami. Let me tell you something, guys, and I was texting you videos and everything. Miami is unbelievable. And I've been there many times, and I know you guys have been there. The girls in Miami, it's just a different breed. I mean, I don't care that their butts are fake or their boobs are fake. They just really give a shit about themselves, and they are gorgeous.
You know why? Because they got to be hoe ready. Like, guys are hoe ready, but it's beach season, bikini season all year round. So
but I mean, they're taking pictures of each other on the beach. Like these 2 girls that were smoking hot just kept taking pictures of each other.
Well, the big population down there, they come here to what we call anchor down. You know, they try to look good, get themselves a man,
Yeah.
so that they can become legals.
A rich man, a rich white man.
Yeah, you know, this is how it is down
They
in
were
Miami.
gorgeous.
And by the way, Joey is the worst at taking pictures of like a chick because he'll take a picture from like 400 feet away,
And then I
where they're a
zoom in.
little speck, and when you zoom in, it's all
Right.
pixelated
Right.
and shit. You can't see anything,
No, I'm not trying to like get up in their shit. They might slap the shit out of me.
bro.
But dude, up close, God, I couldn't even imagine. Anyway, next day was Key West. Now, I've never been to Key West, but that's also not my scene. Key West has a nude bar where it's mostly men.
Yeah.
And it's men that like other men. And I didn't go near that bar, but I went to a couple bars, Sloppy Joe's and places that are like popular tourist spots, and I had a drink in each one of these places. And it was good, but I don't need to
You
go
got to go there at night.
At
You were
nighttime.
there during the day.
I was there during the day, so I didn't get to see the same. I did say today, when I was talking to some people about this, I would go back to Key West one more time, and it would be at one overnight, so I could see the overnight scene. But it's not like Vegas, you know what I mean? It's not like these places that you think of. It's just a nice island type of scenario, even though it's United States. Then it went to the Bahamas, 2 islands in the Bahamas. Coco Cay, which is an island owned by Royal Caribbean, which was awesome. It's newly renovated.
When you go to like that, do you pay
No,
for
it's
the
free.
food?
Well,
It
you
is,
pay.
right?
Everything's free except that water park that they have. You had to pay $65 to go into that
Okay.
water park, which was super creepy because my wife just chilled on the beach and in the water all day, and I went to a water park alone as a 35-year-old man. And one of the rides I went on was with 2 12-year-old girls in a tube where you have to cross your legs with each other. And I'm just like, when we get to the bottom, the dad's gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
That's fucked up.
But dude, it's like I was so uncomfortable because the weight distribution, you can't just go in a tube alone, it's not enough weight, and you can't go with too many people.
Dude, how do you even explain
Oh dude,
to anyone that's like, oh, who you here with? Well, just me.
yeah, you can't.
How old are you? 35?
You can't.
What's wrong with you? I like the part. Like, there's no way out of it.
Dude, I tried.
No way out of
And
it.
I tried explaining to my wife, she's afraid of heights. She's like, "I'm not going in there." I'm like, "You're not gonna fucking ruin this for me. I'm going." So
That's weird.
when I saw other guys my age, there was usually like 2 or 3 of them together, and I was like, "Yeah, my wife's on the beach, you know, no big deal," because I didn't want them to be like, "You fucking loser."
Yeah, what a creep.
Yeah, so that was so uncomfortable for me. And as I'm going up like one of the slides, these 2 fucking kids in the tube with me, I'm like, all right, I don't want to curse or anything because you're like, you know, your adrenaline's running. I'm running up this huge ramp. I go, "Holy," and I said cow because I don't want to say shit. Meanwhile, this little 12-year-old, as soon as I said holy cow, she goes, "Holy shit!" But I'm like, dude, as soon as we hit the water, when I tell you I dove off this fucking raft before it like came to a skirting stop, just so it looked like only them 2 were in there, because I just don't want, you know, it just looked weird. So anyway, and then my last stop was the Grand Bahamas. Now, what was crazy about that was that day that I was there, this hurricane that's out there right now was coming.
Dorian, right?
Dude, we had the day there, and then they evacuated everybody. That island right now basically doesn't even exist anymore. Whatever I saw was the last day that they had of like tourists, because from what I understand right now, watching the news, that island is literally obliterated. Everything that I did, the beach that I went to, the shit isn't there anymore. It's like insane what happened. So I felt bad because we're getting on a cruise ship with like 3,000 people, and all these islanders who can't afford to get like transportation to get the fuck off the island are just bunkering down. Like my taxi guy was like, "We're gonna just like hunker down." And then from what I saw on the news, they got a 20-foot surge. Like people are dead. That's disgusting to me that type of shit happens, because my wife was like, "Don't they get them like a ferry to get them the fuck out of here?" I'm like, "Do you remember years ago in the United States in New Orleans when they just didn't give a fuck at all and they left everybody and everybody died?"
Yeah.
Like our government didn't do shit.
Where are you going to put these people?
Just get them the fuck out of there and bring them to
They
Florida.
told them to evacuate.
Yeah, I know, but they can't. There's no way to get
Yeah,
out.
where are
they
they
can't
gonna
afford
go?
it. They
But-
can't even get off that island to get to any of the other Bahama islands without a boat.
Well, right, but who's going to help them?
No,
That's
but
actually,
I know, but
you're
you
going to
just-
segue into if it's ready yet to my little rant.
Well,
this week.
all right, that's fine, and I'll finish
You're
up.
coming up, Vin.
Most people, like my wife, just assume because of the lifestyle they've lived that there's some kind of government assistance that when your life is on the line, that someone's going to be like, there's a fucking hurricane coming. You're all going to die if you stay here. Evacuate. They can't evacuate. There is nowhere to go, and there's no magic boat coming to get them off that island. So a lot of those people are either dead or now have absolutely nothing. They all just went to like high ground, but there's nowhere to go. That island is like 90 miles wide or whatever, and there's just nowhere to go. So if you look on TV, you'll see the destruction. That was one of like 3 islands, Abaco Islands. I didn't go there, but where I went, Grand Bahama, that was the last day. It was nice, and we took off on that boat, and like I said, that was the last day they were doing business. I feel terrible for those people, because who the fuck knows if my taxi guy's even alive right now. And he was showing me videos of giants. Like, that's only a couple hours off the coast of Florida. He's like, yeah, my buddy's a Giants fan. He was at a game. He's like, I'm a Cowboys fan. They're not like some remote fucking Amazonian tribe. Like, these are regular people that now are fucked. But anyway, the trip was good. I missed the hurricane by the skin of our teeth. We flew out of there. The guy turned up the motor, and we got out. I actually got back to Baltimore a day early because the water was getting fucking rough, and they needed us out of there. So all the ships got redirected, and then the itineraries changed for all these people that were supposed to go out this week. So good trip overall. How do you want to do your This is America?
Well,
I mean,
real quick, Damian McCoy is back in the live stream. Damian is a God Amongst member over on Patreon. So thank you for chiming in here, Damian. I see you, my man. And Ricky Rudkowski said, shout out to the cruise lines that donated $1 million. I guess
probably to the islands and stuff. I mean, especially since they go to those islands.
Exactly.
They're not going to have any. They can't bring their boats there.
So Vinnie Vegas has, and Vinnie, I predict, and we've said this on another show recently, I predict that you will keep your Vinnie Vegas title. And I have a strong hunch that you may also be taking the worldwide title. So Ray is going to have to come up with a new last name, so to speak.
I'd say so.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have a new segment to the show. This is episode 2 of This is America with Vinnie Vegas.
Hey, what's going on? I'm probably going to sound like a dick here.
Hey, what's going on?
I sometimes feel bad, but I don't. I'm a realist. I just kind of tell it like it is. I'm very pro-America, as we all know. And not that this is so much an American thing, but it's been on the news. I've been seeing it on social media a lot, and it has to do with this cruise thing. A very unfortunate event that there was a hurricane in the Bahamas, right? We cannot predict the weather. We cannot. Well, I guess technically we predict it, but we can't control it. Some of you think we can. You're idiots, so let's not go there. So I saw something that people were saying. Why don't the cruise lines all go there together with empty ships and just start boarding up people there and just go out to a safe area in the sea, let the hurricane pass, feed them, give them a place to stay, and yada yada, which sounds like a great idea, essentially, right? But it's completely not possible, and it's really stupid for anybody to think that is a possible idea. First of all, you all know, you've been on cruises. People that go on a cruise ship, dude, it's like going on to an airport. You need ID, you need a passport, they check you. You can't just get on. So for you to just pull up and dock and be like, yeah, like
come on in, guys.
Just come on in, everybody show up. What, dude, people are going to take, no one knows who's on there. You could have a mass killing on there for all we know, some psycho. It's the dumbest idea in the world, and I think people that think that's a good idea are just completely ignorant.
I would agree with that.
Okay, right. And the reason that a lot of people say, well, the people of these cruise lines, that's the least they could do because they survive off these islands. Well, no, the islands fucking survive off of cruise lines and shit like that. And people that go there to visit. The Bahamas I've been, most of the money comes from tourists. If it's not a tourist area, it's kind of a shithole. So the people that are there, unfortunately, if you're born into being poor or wherever you're born, whether it's the U.S. or another country, you might not have a choice, like Joey said. But to say that these cruise ships survive off of the other, it just doesn't make any sense. And the other take there is the give and take. I think for what you were saying about, no one can help these poor people. Well, I mean, I kind of look at it like that's kind of part of if you live on a place that's like a beautiful tropical island. That's what happens. There's hurricanes. So I mean, that's the risk you have. You know what I mean? So for anybody who disagrees with me.
So I take it you're not going to be donating to hurricane relief.
I am not.
You know what I
Neither am I,
donated
man.
to? I donated to Restore the Shore. Remember that? When
I
we
did.
had that? Yeah.
I think I did.
But that's because
I might
that
have bought
like
a
hits.
sweatshirt that went towards it.
Yeah, that like hits home.
I'm just a skeptic. Like, where's the money really going if you were to
Yeah,
donate?
any of those
Yeah.
donation things. Who knows?
But you know what I will say? Anybody who lives, first and foremost, we were thinking about all the people that are living in the Bahamas.
Yeah,
and
don't
these
get me wrong. I'm
islands.
not.
Like,
I
we
don't
care
think they should
about
all
these
die.
people.
I just, of course, it's a very unfortunate event, but I don't think there's really anything we can do. You can't do anything about the weather. Like Joey said, bunker down. Where are you gonna go? I mean, it happens here. Tornadoes hit through the Midwest. Landslides happen in Cali, Jersey. We get hurricanes. It happens. There's volcanoes in countries.
Yeah.
It's part of nature, dude. This
And
is
you would
planet
think
Earth.
you would think that this happens every year. This is not like it happens once every 5 years.
Right.
This happens every single year.
Right. Well, there's also believers that think they get worse every year because of global warming. But I'll save that for a whole nother episode of This Is America.
Gotcha.
But anyway, that is America.
So basically, what I wanted to say about these people that are living in these countries, Bahamas right now, right, is if you are going to stay on your island and stay in your home and not evacuate as you're told, that takes a lot of balls, right? Speaking of balls, we have our My Bookie read that we have to do right now because football season, really, guys, is fucking back. It's a new season. Like I said last week, Antonio Brown is on the Raiders. Le'Veon Bell is with the Jets. Odell Beckham is in Cleveland. But one thing, guys, has not changed, and that is where I am, and you are as well, putting your money on the motherfucking games. MyBookie is the place to bet on football every single weekend. MyBookie, you guys know I've been doing videos with them for the past couple of years. They're a great fucking company. I vouch for them 100%. They have been really, really good to me and good to the Glorious House of Games podcast. And they have better bonuses and more prop bets than any other sportsbook, period. This year, they're hosting the first online handicapping super contest. First place is guaranteed to win at least $100,000, and it only costs $100 to enter. All you got to do is pick 5 NFL games against the spread every week and climb the leaderboard score, and score your share to a huge cash prize pool. So guys, that is mybookie.ag, okay? And the promo code is Frank. Really fucking simple. Frank. Frank. That is going to get you a double deposit. So if you want to bet $50, MyBookie is going to give you $50, up to $1,000. So now you have $100 that you have in your little piggy bank there to bet on the games. So again, guys, that is mybookie.ag, and
They're gonna double anything up to $1,000.
Any bet that you place,
$1,000 bet is a $2,000 bet.
your first deposit, correct. So if you want to put 1,000 big ones in there, you're going to get $2,000, and it's playland, baby. So yeah,
Wow.
they do all kind. You go on there, it's like
Dude, I'm doing that.
It's like it's like an amusement park when you're on there. You
And
can
this is
bet
for,
on
like,
anything,
sports, whatever.
whatever you want.
Dude, so
it doesn't
like,
have to be football. I know it's football season, but they do everything.
real quick, that whole double your thing, that's with your code?
Correct.
Okay.
Frank. You have to use the code Frank.
Okay, so if I put in $1,000,
Yep.
I can now bet $2,000. It's
By
only
using the
thousands
code
of mine.
Frank.
They're just doubling your deposit. So you deposit $1,000, they'll give you $2,000, and
To
now you
use
can do
on
whatever.
anything.
Yes.
All right, so let's
To
say I
bet.
put in $1,000. Now I got $2,000. I'm gonna bet on like the dumbest game ever, right? Well, I guess it's not always half win $2,000 for.
No, but you can. Yeah, like the biggest spread, like the
Yeah.
Patriots.
Right.
Say they're like minus 220 or something.
Right.
Yeah, you bet them straight up to win. You'll make a nice chunk of change.
There you go, baby. Yeah,
like
that's Vegas money right there.
Fuck
man.
yeah, it is. All right, cool. Good to know.
So yeah, that is. I'm going to spell it out for you guys because I know sometimes people get the spelling wrong. It's MYBOOKIE dot A as in apple, G as in Jim, G as in glorious.
We have all links in the show notes or the description,
Yes.
so you can find those there.
Yep. So that's my bookie, guys. You bet, you win, they motherfucking pay. So, Pody, I know you have a quick my bookie story that you wanted to share. Why don't you go ahead and knock that out? And we also have a sports minute that we will follow up with as well. Just please don't talk about the New York Mets and their meltdown last night.
Okay, yeah, so real quick, I wanted to state about my bookie. What is great about it is, obviously, if you don't live in New Jersey, where sports betting has become legalized, or Pennsylvania, or the surrounding tri-state area, right? My bookie is amazing because in the state of New Jersey, you cannot bet on local collegiate teams. So my dad has a buddy. He's big Rutgers fan. Obviously, they just played on Friday night against UMass. They were like 16-point favorites. Rutgers is horrific. He wanted to bet on Rutgers. Did not realize you cannot bet on them in the state of New Jersey because obviously they're afraid of point shaving and players and all that good stuff, right? He drove down to Monmouth where you can bet at the racetrack. He gets there and my dad's telling me this. I'm telling him, like, text them back. Like, he should not go. You can't bet on them. Well, he ends up getting there, realizes you can't place the bet, and he went there for nothing. So I said, go to mybookie.ag, use the code Frank, and he could place a bet on him because he wanted to drop $500 on him.
Even from Jersey? Like his location will allow
Right.
it?
Yeah, mybookie.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you just said you can't.
No,
Yeah, you can't.
you are a New Jersey resident. You
Right.
cannot go to New Jersey places to bet
On New Jersey
on the New
teams.
Jersey teams.
Right.
Correct.
But you could do it on the app, even if you live
On
here?
mybookie, yes.
Because there was another app that you made me sign up for a while ago to bet.
Yeah, FanDuel probably.
Yeah, and I was in New York and I couldn't fucking bet on
Correct.
it.
Well, that's like I just said.
It was 'cause of
Sports
my
betting
location.
has become legalized in very few states.
Oh, okay.
Where it is legalized, you cannot fit like on FanDuel, DraftKings. Rutgers isn't even an option to bet on.
Okay.
But you can on MyBookie, and for those of you in California, Michigan, wherever the hell you live, Florida, MyBookie is your option right there. It's easy as that.
And he obviously won because Rutgers won.
Well, I don't know that he placed the bet or did it. He's
Oh.
like a middle-aged man. I don't know that he was able to figure all this out. But yeah, he was going to throw up 500, and Rutgers was like, if he took the spread, minus 16.5, I think it was, he bet 500. It was probably like minus 110 or minus 115, 120. He's still making like 400 something off that $500 bet. So
He was betting $500?
yeah, the guy's like a sick Rutgers guy. Like he thinks the basketball team's like going to the March Madness tournament. Like he's nuts.
Wow.
But yeah, so we'll segue that into the Sports Minute now.
Sure, let's do it.
We have the NFL season starting tomorrow with the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears. The Bears. So last week I did state that I would take the Packers. I don't know what Joe's doing over here. I said I would take the Packers. They're +3. The more I think about this game, it is a Thursday night game. Historically, Thursday night games are terrible in the NFL. It is week 1. The Bears have a staunch defense. Khalil Mack coming off the edge. Yes, they're playing Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, quick note, did not play a single snap in the preseason. One of just 3 quarterbacks that did not take a single snap in the preseason. He also has a brand new head coach in Matt LaFleur, so they have not had a repertoire together. So I don't expect them to be great. It would not shock me because he is Aaron Rodgers, only threw 2 interceptions last year. Been about maybe 2 years or so since he threw an interception against the Bears. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Packers pull this one out. But this one, I would stay firmly away from it the more I think about it. And so that is the first game of the season. Don't miss it tomorrow. Thursday Night Football, 8:30 start. Also, you have Ezekiel Elliott. That was the big news today. It finally dropped. He took the plane back from Cabo, and he signed in Dallas. Highest paid running back in the NFL. 6 years, $90 million. Okay, so he is going to play week 1 Sunday. They have a game against the Giants, I think 4:30, 4:15 start. How many carries he'll get, how many snaps he'll see, we don't know. You also have Jared Goff. This kind of overshadowed that deal. Jared Goff signed a 4-year extension, $130 million, 134-ish. He got $110 million guaranteed, which is a new record. So, yeah, that's just the day and age we live in with these ridiculous contracts. And then finally, I'll just wrap this thing up. I'm sure I'm missing some other stuff. We have U.S. Open tennis going on. Nobody really gives a shit about that. The Mets.
Jesus.
In Mets fashion last night, the funniest thing I've seen all year, just when you think maybe the Mets are turning things around, then they skid and they start to suck. Worst bullpen in Major League Baseball. Actually, the Nationals have a worse bullpen, but they had a 6-run ninth inning. Nationals are fucking up left and right, just letting the Mets pile on. And then the Mets proceed to send out pitcher after pitcher after pitcher in the ninth inning. Can't even get past the first out. They bring in Edwin Diaz, their supposed star closer, and he gives up the walk-off 3-run homer, and they blow a 6-run lead. Yankees would never do that. But that's been the Mets season, sorry to say.
With the jabs, man. Damn.
But yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend if you're a sports fan. Get your bets in. You know I will be. But yeah, that's been a long sports minute. It's obviously past the minute, but that's it. Pody out.
Well, we appreciate appreciate
Dude,
that.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't think do you realize like the gift that you have that you're not making lots of money off of this?
He has
This guy
no
works,
notes.
guys. He works like a regular. He's got a decent job, but like he works. He's like a regular guy. We're a regular job. Fucking knows everything. He should be on TV. He should be on a gambling site, something.
It's coming.
The
Man.
good
Holy
news is
shit.
he's still very young, but he does this with no notes. He has
No,
literally
he doesn't.
no notes.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
everything that you just heard the Pody read, that's 0 notes.
He
No,
just basically what he does
he
is
just stares at
he
the wall.
stares at like a spot on his computer, like, and just reads like a goddamn
It's like a
word
robot.
processing machine.
Dude, it's insane.
So anybody out there that sports broadcasting,
Holy
anything out
shit.
there, Pody doesn't need Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Pody knows what the fuck is up.
And
So,
if you really start asking him shit, he knows about their families,
Yo.
the colleges. He knows every
Dude,
sport,
he'll tell you anything.
everything. It's disturbing.
Like,
how
oh
much he
well,
knows.
there's favorite to win, but the quarterback just broke up with his girlfriend, and
No, he does
caught
know that
cheating,
shit.
And, he's definitely gonna be down in the dumps about that, so he might not throw as well. Like what?
yeah, damn.
Which is true. That affects anybody, it's personal
course.
life. So when you go play a sport, man, I don't know, dude.
So don't forget, everybody, make sure you go and check out This Week in Sports over there on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and check the Pody out for yourself. A full little hour and change action every Friday.
Might do a special episode tomorrow, being that it's the first game of the NFL season. We'll see if I have time, though.
Okay, cool. So there's a little news nugget for you. A couple super chats that I wanted to get to. Miguel Neary says, how long does it take for the shredded to kick in? Also, the best nut with hard AF. So I guess he's got the hard AF, maybe a sample pack, maybe a full thing. I don't know, maybe...
Is he asking about the best nut? Like how to get the best nut?
No, well,
Or
he
saying-
gave like the this symbol here, like
saying
the,
like,
yeah,
oh,
like
so
best
he
nut
already did.
ever.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So good shit. But for the shredded to kick in, the first time you take it, I mean, Joey, you're
Shredded?
an avid shredded member.
Shredded?
Yeah,
That's the one. If you didn't
that's the
listen.
fat burner.
That's the one I
What?
thought I was calling 911 on.
Yeah.
But I took 2. You said I took the wrong
Yes,
out.
I just take one fasted cardio when I first wake up. It maybe takes like 20 minutes to kick in, and I'm sweating like a priest at a softball at a little league game.
Jesus.
A whore in church.
A whore in church. I mean, dude, you're
Like
sweating.
a 35-year-old at a water park.
But
Regarding 12-year-old girls.
regarding losing the actual weight, like seeing the fat loss and weight loss, it's like anything. It's
Yeah,
going
I
to
mean,
take a couple
it takes-
weeks, and you
yeah.
got to make sure that your diet. But that is the shredded AF pills are going to give you the boost to do what you got to do in the gym.
And it
cardio-wise.
suppresses your appetite.
Oh, 100%.
So you don't eat nearly as much.
Yeah. So another super chat coming in from RFD0035 said, just started using the Ultimate Shred Stack, which has included that Shredded AF, amped and rested, making awesome gains, love it. So that's cool, RFD0035. We're glad you're loving it. And you guys could always go to steelsups615.com. And the current promo code for that is RF10, so you could save 10%. There was another, I know people in the live stream here are waiting for me to read this, and I did not want to forget about it, and I did see it as it came through, so you guys were correct. I do browse the live stream all the time. I just don't look at the super chats. A gentleman by the name of Eric said, Robert, it would be awesome if you can give my daughter a shout out. She's on a ventilator and has a tracheotomy. I know I botched
Tracheotomy.
that. Tracheotomy to breathe. Still hits the gym every day. She loves you, bud. Her name is Frances. So big shout out to Frances, and big shout out to you, Frances. It's always hard to not only read these, because then the first thing that I'm doing is I'm visualizing like a really sick person. And maybe not. Maybe it's just something that's
the neck. Is that the neck breathing thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
My grandmother actually had a friend that had that. Whatever. But the point that I'm trying to make is Eric and Frances, much love and all the best to you guys. And sometimes reading stuff like that, the first thing that you do is you visualize someone's sick daughter, and it's heartbreaking, right? But you will not believe the amount of emails that we get day after day after day, DMs that I see from time to time, comments in the comment section of people asking me to share like GoFundMes and this and that. And it sucks that you can't do it for, like you would love to help everybody, but you don't know what's real, what's not. Not saying that Eric and Frances is not a real situation. I 100% believe it is, but people just, they try to like use your audience for something that may not be 100% legit is basically what I'm saying. So for anybody out there who's ever emailed me and said, hey, my brother just passed away, unfortunately, in a car accident. He's got a GoFundMe. He was a huge fan of yours. Can you please share his GoFundMe on your Facebook or Instagram? I would love to do that for people, but you don't know who these people are. This guy could have fucking had a KKK fucking symbols in his fucking bedroom.
And then you get blamed for supporting him.
Right,
Plus,
exactly.
Plus, it's so hard. And I can't even imagine what, like, let's say, like an A-list celebrity, the Rock, for example, or somebody fucking super famous, right?
Oh God, yeah.
How many things do they get a day? And you do feel terrible at the same time that you can't help everyone. So it's like, what do you really do? But shout out to those two. That's a father and daughter.
Yeah, father and daughter.
So shout out to them. I hope she's crushing at the gym. He said she's at the gym, right?
Yeah, at the gym every day. So
awesome.
doing some big things, man. So one thing that I saw another super chat. You know what? Let's get this super chat out of the way, and then we will get through the last couple of topics, and then the Ask the Bros segment. We have Jonathan Stabler says, Pody, what's the over-under on the Minnesota Vikings this year? Also, well, let's start there. Pody, over-under on Minnesota Vikings.
You don't get the answer because you spelled Pody wrong.
Oh, well,
No,
yeah.
I'm just fucking.
It is Poty.
Correct.
Producer of the year.
Get it right. Vikings, yes. Okay, so 8-7 last year. They had that horrific tie. Okay, I did look that up. I knew they had 8 wins. I just had to double check because I knew they had a tie in there, and I just wanted to check that. 8-7-1 last year. Had a horrible tie that screwed them over. A healthy Dalvin Cook this year. They've got Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. Kirk Cousins, that was his first year last year with the Vikings, so I expect them to be back. They should be in contention for a playoff spot. About 10-6, 9-7 mark.
This guy is fucking...
Dude, I couldn't name one guy. I would have said Brett Favre is the quarterback.
Jeez.
They signed Kyle Rudolph back too.
He said, also, Rob, I DM'd you a couple Steel questions, wondering if you could get back to me when you get a chance. Love all that you guys do. So, Jonathan, we appreciate it. However, my DMs are so fucking backed up, bro. I don't even know where to begin.
Can I tell you a great recommendation for anyone who has a question with Steel? If you go on the Steel website, a little chat icon will appear, and they will legitimately get back to you with a very detailed answer. Give them your exact question, and a human being that we typically know as well answers you and sends you the message back, and that's the most helpful. I did that when I first got the shredded stack. I wanted to know the protein, everything. They told me exactly how to take it, ounces, you name it.
Yeah, that is a good feature, but if they try to throw you some kind of other code other than RF10, make sure you tell them to shove it up their ass. Because I've heard that happens too. It's like, hey, I'll give you the answer. Make sure you use the code. We want to make sure that we get credit for all of our sales over on Steel. So also, Jonathan, another good idea too. Jonathan just left us a $10 dono. That's a $10 super chat. A $10 a month donation to Patreon gets you access to Juicy as Fuck membership, which is access also to the Ask the Bros segment. You can ask all the fucking questions you want, and we will read them each and every week here on the podcast, and you can save the super chat dollars. That's just an idea. You know? Think
Probably
about
paying
that.
more for his gym membership.
Probably.
Real quick, someone in here just said my cousin played football with Kyle Rudolph. I wonder if that was at Notre Dame. Who knows?
Because he knows what school he went to.
Samuel Blackburn leaves a $2 dono. No comment, though. So thank you, Sam. All right. Here's what I wanted to do, because I missed this last week. Before we get to the Ask the Bro segment, we totally missed this. I know it may be a little outdated. It's a week old. But this whole Popeyes chicken thing. Okay? I did a video. Video did really well on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever, right? And even TikTok it did very well. But the phenomenon of this whole Popeyes chicken sandwich, dude, it's a chicken tender on a bun with a fucking pickle. There's no lettuce, there's no tomato, there's no mayo, there's no chipotle sauce. There's nothing fucking special about the sandwich other than it's a fucking fried chicken tender that you would get out at a late night happy hour bar menu.
So it
And a
doesn't look like
sliced
the
pickle.
picture?
No.
Damn.
No. And maybe they were giving us shit because the day that I waited online, I almost got into like 3 fights on the drive-thru line. People are cutting everybody. There are signs. The employees are fucking running at it. I went to 3 different Popeyes to try to get this damn sandwich when I
I'm
did the
a
video.
big believer in companies now use social media to put out stuff like that.
Hype
Duh.
shit.
I mean, a lot of those videos that are like spoof videos and memes, those are done by fucking Popeyes. So I mean, of course they're gonna. You can't.
The value
Yeah.
of the internet.
Correct.
We were on a
Oh,
conference call today.
Can I answer this? Because I just watched a documentary on it.
Sure.
It since 2017 has become the most valuable asset in the entire world. It has surpassed gas. Did you know that?
Wow. Did
Doesn't
not know
surprise me based
Yeah.
on some of these.
Prior
photos.
to, and I'm talking about any data information in general, like internet. Prior to 2017, I believe they said gasoline always every year. BP, those are the top companies in the world, and now it's the internet, like Amazon company, shit like that.
Yeah.
Google, whatever.
No,
we
it's
were,
just
all
we were on the
essentially
phone with someone
media.
today who was telling us numbers of how much products get sold just strictly using the internet and advertising and whatnot, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just
fucking
crazy.
wild.
The potential. So, and that's the importance of being viral. A Popeye sandwich goes viral, and the amount of money they made. Or if you remember the one episode of that show that was on HBO with the dragons or whatever, there was a cup
Game
of
of
coffee.
Thrones.
Game of Thrones had a cup of coffee.
Starbucks.
Starbucks cup,
Yes.
but apparently that wasn't even a Starbucks cup or some shit.
No,
I don't
but
know
it was.
what
I think
the
it was staged. They said they left it there purposely.
Well,
was
whatever
like
There
the
was
case
a
is-
bottle of water too in the one episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever
right.
the case is, it was valued at like X billion dollars
Yeah.
of free advertising.
Because of the views. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Social media is views. No one commercials. 15 years ago, people watched TV commercials. No one. Now it's all fucking on the internet, dude. Everything
I
you see
heard,
is on the
I heard a
internet.
rumor today. I don't know how true it is, but Netflix is going to attempt to no longer have their binging strategy.
They
It's
started that with a couple
It's
shows,
going to
yeah.
go now back to how TV was, where they just release
You have to wait a week.
an
Each
episode
week, yeah.
each week, which I enjoy that because people actually discussed topics. When you fucking binge shit,
It's unhealthy. It really is.
You
Plus,
just
they
sit
need
there.
to keep coming out with more shit because you
Yeah.
watch it in 2 days. Now you're
Yeah.
like, all right, now what?
Look at Stranger Things. There was a build-up for
Yeah.
like 2.5 years of the new season, and people watch it in one day, and now it's done.
done.
Like, there's no, like, you guys know I'm a Walking Dead fan, so every week I know there's a new
Yeah.
episode when it's in season.
I like that better than just binging it. I can't do that.
All right, so we definitely want to make sure that we get this show down. Get to the meat and potatoes of the rest of this episode. So I did want to say one thing. I will be in LA Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Coming home early Tuesday. The big trip that I've been teasing for quite some time is actually happening this weekend. I will be home for a day and a half, and then everyone here at this table, minus the Pody, but Pody may make a surprise appearance. will be in Las Vegas for the Mr. Olympia competition. Not necessarily the competition, but just being there for Olympia weekend and doing some steel-related stuff. And we're looking forward to seeing everyone there. And also, it's going to be great. It's going to be glorious.
Can't wait.
And I did want to do my little pet peeve of the week, and I'll make it super quick. And it's just something that happened to me last night. It's gym related. So my pet peeve, and I may have used this one in the past. If you are going to superset in the gym, a superset is where you go from one machine to another machine, or one exercise to another exercise without any rest. That is the definition of a superset. Do not, if you have to walk more than 5 steps to get to the next machine or next, I would even say 3 steps, you're too far away. Because someone is going to jump, you're going to sit there, let's say you're doing bicep curls with dumbbells, and then you're doing rope push down with the triceps, right? Tricep push down with the rope. The minute that you go and you're doing dumbbells, that rope is free, somebody else is going to jump in there. And that's exactly what happened to me and Jimmy yesterday. We ended up cutting someone off who was supersetting, and I don't think they were that happy about it. But guess what? These people were going fucking halfway across the gym to do their other set. You can't do that. So, if you're going to superset, make sure that, bring your dumbbells to if you're doing like a cable thing or a machine thing, be close. That's all I got to say. All right, guys, Ask the Bros segment. Joey, I know it's going to come up in the Ask the Bros segment, so we'll just, what does that mean? Okay. Joe Scivoletti, Patreon members, Juicy AF, and God Amongst members are allowed to ask as many fucking questions as they want each and every week, and we have quite a few of them. So hopefully they're some entertaining questions. Joe Scivoletti says, "What's up, guys? Just wanted to chime in and say that I love the entire thing that you guys do. It reminds me of times with my friends just sitting there chatting. Real quick, I like when you guys track Joey Bag's weight loss journey. I feel like you guys are talking to me. I lost 13 pounds, just started listening a few weeks ago. Let's get it, let's go." So that's from our man Joe, who I know is a God Amongst Men member. So Joey, do you want to briefly, because we have a lot of questions to get to, go over your weight?
I'll keep it very brief. So here's the deal, people. My weight now, I'm starting to question what my real weight should be, and I'm going to know next week because, again, I intended on doing it this weekend with Rob, but now that he's going, in addition to the meeting, we're going to have to postpone. I was going to go with him to a supplement store that we've been to before that has a body fat machine there, and it's like a very good one. It's not one of these piece of shit ones. I need to get an understanding of what my current body fat is at, and I'll know where I can go with my weight from there, because currently I'm around the 220 mark now. That's 30-ish pounds less than what I was when I first started. But my waist is drastically different from what it was at 250, okay? My face looks completely different. My clothes do not fit. And every time I see someone I haven't seen in a couple months, they're all saying the same thing. You look like you lost a lot of weight. When really I've only lost about 30 pounds. So the question now is, what is my...
Still a lot of weight to lose.
That's a lot of weight, but it's like, it just doesn't seem significant enough to me. I feel like 220-ish is just not, still way too heavy.
Agreed.
So, I want to know what my body fat is, because I know it was 34% when I went. And like I said, my waist is significantly smaller. As far as my diet goes, and most recently, like right now, my stomach is killing me right now because of what I ate today. I did really shitty today. I ate half of a pizza pie. That's 4 slices of pizza.
Nice.
I had 1 donut from Dunkin' Donuts, and
What kind?
it was a coconut donut.
Those are the best. They got the new ones now too. They're not like they used to
There's
be.
a toasted coconut.
Toasted
regular.
coconut.
I got a regular.
Oh.
And in addition to that, I then had chicken Caesar salad, no croutons, that I just got from a pizzeria. My stomach is going ape shit right now.
I gotta tell you, I don't think the salad helps.
I don't know, but I should be only eating chicken right now, like just straight up grilled chicken like I have.
Right. And then the cruise you ate like shit probably, right?
The cruise I did not eat like shit. I only gained 2 pounds.
I was
when
happy
on
to
the
see
cruise.
that you were doing cardio
Dude,
in the morning.
I did twice a day on the cruise.
All right, what's your weight?
Right now, I weighed myself today. I was 226, which is not good. But again, right now, I currently have... Dude, I have to go to the bathroom so badly right now, I probably will lose 2 pounds.
All right.
Like...
one other thing about that. Last week, maybe, Rob, we asked, in all seriousness, if what we think about the show.
All right, ready for this?
Rob said he doesn't think you're getting on stage.
I'll
How do you feel about that, Joe?
Here we go. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it.
I said it
What?
since day one. Since
Wait a
day
minute.
one, I said it.
Wait a minute,
Wow.
is this breaking news?
This is breaking news. Let me tell you. I am going to get on stage. I think what I'm going to do is I'm currently looking into a show that's a month or 2 later. Dude, I haven't even started
You're
posing.
nowhere. Not
Like
posing.
nothing. Yeah, like
What
you
are
have
gonna
to
pose?
do posing.
You're nowhere near show ready.
Exactly. So
You might be dropping weight, but
I know. I'm very happy
Do
with
not
what
take
I've
your
been
shirt
able
off.
to do, but I'm not where I need to be.
Wow.
but now it sounds like you're kind of giving up now. That
Oh,
mentality-
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Push it back. Push
No.
it back.
I
Push it back.
am. My man's
Yeah.
sweating over
I'm
here.
sweating. I'll be back.
All right, so are you really coming back?
Yeah, I'm coming back. My
Oh.
phone's on the fucking thing.
Where are you going?
Make he's gonna blow up my toilet.
Running out of here.
I gotta,
folks,
I
to
just,
take a
I gotta
shit.
determine if I can or not.
All right, Andy Wilson says, "Wow, that's some."
I knew that.
I knew that too.
I'm glad he
I
finally
think we
admitted
all
it.
knew it, but
He didn't.
I said it
so
since
Joey
day one.
will not be doing the T-Next show in November.
You know how many people said they're so wow.
They wanted to
Yeah.
go.
This guy,
And
dude.
He's their inspiration.
Fox and Raven was going to come from
I know.
California.
Dude, he's listen. I've known him my whole life.
yeah.
He doesn't continue on with anything. He can't get through anything he puts his mind to.
Except he did get through school. I'll give him that.
He finished college, folks, a bachelor's degree. It took him 12 years.
Wow. Well,
12.
at least he got it. Andy Wilson says,
Go ahead.
"Who will be with you at Body Power next year, and will you be going out the Friday night so I can get you all a drink?" Andy, we are in negotiations with Body Power right now. It's still a work in progress. We're just working out all the fine details. We definitely want to get a better location than we had last year. I know I say that every week, every time we bring up Body Power. But, we are in negotiations right now. So, Andy, if we do head out there, I'm going to try to bring as many as the bros with me, like we did last time. Hopefully even more, because it is a great fucking time. And yes, absolutely, we will be going out on the Friday night, and I will let you know where that is. And we will be buying you a drink, my man.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
It's like a pet peeve a little bit. I'm seeing in the chat here that some people can't super chat because they're trying to curse, say the word shit. The exact word that got us banned on
Yeah.
iTunes. It's
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. It's
What?
too
So
bad.
they can't.
They can't send us money or send us super chat because they're saying the word shit.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Can you
curse
do, like,
word.
SH exclamation.
Yeah, you
Yeah, but
guys
it's
save the super
joke.
chats. Go over to Patreon, guys. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do.
All right, good.
Fox and Raven says, "What the fuck is Ray doing that's more important than this?" And,
Oh!
and Stu May writes, "MBJ." So fucked up.
Dude, funny that you say that
Yeah.
because we all said, everyone's good tonight, Wednesday night, and Ray says, I'm out.
Yeah.
And you said the other day that you're good. He goes, I thought you said Thursday. And then Joey sent the screenshot of me saying Wednesday would work better this week if everyone's okay with it, and Ray saying, I'm in. So then I said, well, what's more important than going to this podcast tonight? And what did you? I forgot how it
He
ended.
said
But
he's got something. With
he's
work.
something.
Who knows what he's up
Who
to?
knows what he's up to?
Who
But I
knows?
was actually going to throw a poll out there if a guy misses the podcast for something else,
For
is
some
it
poon day.
person, for some.
Is that legit?
Yeah,
Now,
is that
Joey,
is that acceptable?
Joey is
I don't
upstairs.
I
know.
mean,
Upstairs.
you've missed the podcast because you had to do laundry.
Was that the real?
That was one. Yeah, I think one
Was
time.
it?
That was in the very beginning.
Oh.
Yeah. All good though. Joey right now is currently upstairs,
The flush is-
courtesy
Mercy
flushing.
flush.
Like,
Yeah, like what is he doing? It's only MBJ up there, and she doesn't give a fuck about your shit. So, anyway, let's go on. Joel, in the last video with Tony, that set you back. Okay, what was the song you used in the background? Now, Joel, I do not know because I did not edit that video. But if you go on Instagram, My videographer's name is Frank Doran, Doran, as in Nancy. You could look him up. He should pop up. He follows me, follows Guy Sister Nino, so you can find him that way. Slide in his DM and ask him if you have an Instagram. He'll let you know.
Say Robert Frank sent you.
Yeah, say Robert Frank sent you for the podcast. And big shout out to Frank, by the way, because Frank, or maybe, hold on, it's either Doran or Dolan. I think it may be Dolan. It's either Dolan or Doran. It's one of the two. Fucking Joey with the flushes up there.
Dude, that's the fourth one.
Duran would probably be Duran, so maybe it was Dolan.
Maybe, yeah. Shit.
Big D.
The Big Frank. Okay. Nick Hurd says, you guys are hilarious. Keep up the great content. My question is for Rob. What would you do with Dan Bilzerian's money, besides the obvious of traveling the world, staying juicy AF, and banging big booty hoes?
What's left?
Yeah, what is left to do? Probably, I mean, I don't know, man. I'd probably start like a trend farm or something. Like just grow my own trend trees or something. I don't know. But a really good question, but I would have to put more thought into
He'd
it.
probably spend it on the bros.
Probably, yeah. We'd be spending $50,000 on a vacation, right?
Oh,
Didn't Drake say that in a song? Merrill Coleman says, greetings, gents. What are you guys? Where are you guys staying when you go to Vegas this year? Can't wait to hear all about the fuckery you guys are going to get into. Rob, is MBJ going to give you another hall pass? I'm hoping that MBJ gives me the hall pass this weekend. Skip Vegas. Yeah.
When are people just going to see where you go? Like,
yeah. I mean, I pretty much said, I just don't want to keep blasting it out there. But, yeah. I'll be at pretty much a pool party that's going to have 300 people and 20 guys, 280 girls.
nice.
It's going to be great. But anyway, yes. Where are we staying? Half of us are staying at the Palms place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other half are staying, I believe, the Rio. Can't confirm nor deny that. Maybe the Aria. But one of those three hotels. We're going to be somewhere around there, Merrill. If you're going to be there, make sure you let me know, because we definitely got to meet up.
Merrill?
Merrill Coleman. Yes, sir.
It's a guy?
Yes, it is. John Nelson, what the fuck is up, fellas? We all know that Ray isn't on the show tonight because he got a few of the Sarasota Cougars pregnant. Big love to the crew as always. Joey, I have a business degree in sports management and love to learn, as Joey comes back in. He says, Joey, I have a business degree in sports management. God damn, why are you rubbing your balls all over me? Sorry. John, let me give you the respect of rereading your comment here. John Nelson, what the fuck is up, fellas? We all know that Ray isn't on the show tonight because he got a few of the Sarasota Cougars pregnant. Big love to the crew as always. Joey, I have a business degree in sports management and love to learn the game from like-minded people. What would you say is your go-to negotiation tactic for helping close brand deals for Rob and the crew? I hope all of you are having a great week. P.S. Go Yankees, Pody and Vinny, wild all the way out in Vegas, brother. Okay, go Yankees, Pody. Okay, yes. So we got the gist of that there, John. So Joey, what's your tactic in negotiations for closing brand deals here?
So, well, here's what's crazy. So when we first started doing this, I have a business background, but I never had it where it was so like intimate, I guess you would say, where it's basically one-on-one. So in the very beginning, we got fucked over a couple times, right, Rob?
Yeah, I would say so.
We weren't 100% sure what we were doing.
The biggest fuck over is when you told Portugal the man to go fuck himself.
That wasn't me.
That was
Emmy.
you.
A Boogie with the
I don't
hoodie,
know.
too.
Or Grammy,
Yeah.
Grammy.
I don't know if we take all of his advice, guys.
Keep my hands on myself.
And we were supposed to do something with A Boogie with a hoodie. The first ever expo we did. But over time, obviously, what I learned was being upfront with people right off the bat and just say what your expectation is right off the get-go. That way you don't waste each other's time on like going back and forth about what the expectation is in terms of money and what you expect. Over time, as Rob's gotten more popular, he only wants to do certain things. So I'm not going to sit there and mess around with someone who's offering something that's more for like one of these social media girls that have 20,000 followers and absolutely no engagement. Rob's a different breed because he's example, he's going this weekend to basically an A-list celebrity party in a $250 mansion. Not everyone gets to do that.
$250?
I said $250?
Yeah.
Excuse me. $250 million.
$1,000,000. There we go.
Where every person there, you know their name. So it's just different over time. And again, we didn't expect this. We're just regular bros from New Jersey. Like, it's just fell into our laps, and we've been able to take advantage of it. So I don't know what you want to set your bar at, but my only thing would be just have a lot of confidence and right off the bat say what it is you expect, and it should make it a lot easier when it comes time to finish it up and wrap it up.
Yeah, and there are charts out there for social media people there and businesses as well. There are charts for social media, like a follower count based on how much you should be asking for a brand deal, like a sponsored post or a story. And it'll say, if you have between 100,000 followers and 250,000 followers, you could ask this. If you have over 500,000 to 1 million, you could ask this. And I know that may not be what you're asking, John, but that is
or
good
even if
to
you're
know.
asking, if you're asking like how much money, if you have maybe investors who are going to do something with you and they expect X amount of dollars from you, and then they put in this much, or a percentage payout in terms of if they're going to invest X amount, they get this percentage. There's a lot of things involved, but I would just, like I said, just lay it all out there off the bat.
Couple more questions, guys. James says, hey guys, huge congrats to Ray Vegas on the kickoff of Gold Fang, even though he isn't there tonight. I know I could ask Steele, but I'd rather ask the bros. Should I take shredded AF before fasted cardio or after I'm all done to keep the fat burning throughout the day? Love you guys. I'm counting on you, Joey. Well, James.
Before fasted cardio.
Yeah,
easily.
Before fasted cardio, and Joey just dropped the bomb on you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that, brother.
Don't
Definitely
count on
before
nothing.
fasted cardio.
I want to get into
make
that
it
because I
work.
was sweating when I was reading it because I thought I was going to die. By the way, just so you're aware, and now that everyone blew up my spot, 4 sprays of Aqua di Gio in your bathroom, and the candle is lit all 3 weeks.
This
I
guy.
and a mercy flushed multiple times.
Yeah, we
Your
heard it.
bathroom is safe.
I'm proud of you for actually using someone else's bathroom.
I wouldn't have made that 25-minute car ride home. I wouldn't have happened. But I'm going to get again into my stuff later. But finish
Eric E.P. Perez says, Joey Bag of D. Weigh-in? Question mark. Yes, we did go over the weigh-in. He is 226.6. Eric EP leaves another message, says, doing 4 sets of 25 rep, 4 exercise per body part per day regimen. Any advice on the next phase for a new regimen? Should I go back to 4 sets of 6 to 10? Sure. I mean, yeah, that sounds good to me. I prefer the 10 to 15 rep range. But Eric, 6 to 10 is good. You're lifting a little heavier, trying to get in a little mass. Maybe taking the ultimate mass stack by Steel. Definitely the way to go, brother. Robert Walker. Rob, us bros out here need a white juicy AF t-shirt, bro, for when we are hitting the club. Robert, I will take that into consideration and put that on the list, bro, for you.
This guy wears a white shirt to the club?
A white juicy AF shirt. We have a black one, a black V-neck.
T?
Yeah.
That's balls.
That is balls.
White to the club?
White, yeah, you spilling your drink all over the place. and
After
shit.
Labor Day?
Drink, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, you spill
that's
something.
pants, right?
Or,
You can't
dude,
wear white
any-
pants.
You get, like, makeup on it from,
Those are, what do they call those? Like battle scars. Like, people
Is it?
like that shit, yeah. Damian McCoy says, would you ever consider having Andrew Dice Clay as a guest on your show? I feel like his style of comedy would work really well with the different personalities on the podcast. I would agree. I haven't heard anything about Andrew Dice Clay in fucking like 30
Since
years.
he was on Entourage.
Dude,
He was
I
on
saw
Entourage.
him at the Stress Factory last year.
Really?
Did
Yeah.
How was it?
He was there for like 2 nights. I bought
Okay.
tickets. It was
Sold out?
fucking awesome.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Sold out?
I don't
Stress
remember,
Factor is
but
only
it's
300
small.
seats, so I think.
But it was, dude, he fucking ripped this guy that sat in the front, who was like a fat guy with like a really fucking hot wife, and he went back to them like every fucking 2 minutes. It was the
Do
fuck.
you think
dude.
it was a plant?
No,
was
if
just
you sit in the
somebody-
front, he's gonna fuck with you.
Oh,
And he asked the guy like his job, and the guy fucking dude. He was a what do you call it? People that kill bugs. What was that?
Exterminator.
Exterminator. Yeah.
Terminator.
And he said it like, dude, maybe it was set up, but he said like, what's your job? He said, I'm an exterminator. He's like, so you kill bugs? Like, dude, he's so good. It was hysterical. He's ripping this guy apart. How like they used when they first met. He was skinnier. Dude, so funny. But yeah, that's a good idea. That guy's awesome.
Okay. Yeah,
that'll happen though. But yeah.
You never know, man. You never know. That blue check works wonders now, baby. Slide some DMs. Brendan says, "Hey crew, thanks for the meal prep. If you're lazy, video, Rob, really helped me with some good ideas. So if you guys don't know, on Patreon, I put a little video together for people who may not want to meal prep for the week, but still have access to like a grocery store that has some good pre-made foods and not like your shitty, super salty shit. I just gave you guys some ideas on Patreon, but that is an exclusive video for Patreon. And thank you for enjoying it, Brendan. He says, Joey, have you been sticking to the shredded AF and fasted cardio in the morning? Thinking of implementing that into my routine once baseball season ends to shred some fat. So
I did, and like I said, every all 10 days I was on my cruise, I took that in the morning. I did fasted cardio. I was up at like 7 a.m. every day doing cardio, and then I would go to the gym at nighttime. And it also works almost like this placebo effect, where because you took it and now you're sweating your ass off in the morning, you have to be good the rest of the day because you're like, I just put in that work. That's the problem with me and probably many people like today. When I started off the day with cottage cheese, I then go to work. I have my 2 meals, just chicken only, 8 ounces of chicken thighs, and I fucking ate a coconut donut. And then what happens? Oh, you blew the whole day. So, fuck it. Half of a pizza pie. That's the problem. So doing the shredded AF as fast as cardio in the morning is beneficial. And no, I didn't take it this morning.
Do you eat? Why don't you eat? You don't have carbs in the morning after your workout?
No, I eat right after the workout. I do fast
cottage
cardio.
Cheese
as my breakfast. Well, cottage cheese doesn't have carbs. I don't even know what the fuck's in it.
No, you ate cottage cheese and then did cardio?
No. I just said I did not do cardio this morning. My work schedule was changed today.
Well, the point is, you went all the way till what time with no carbs, really? I mean, no, not enough. I would say if you're going to wake up and do the gym first or cardio first, have carbs after that because it's going to fill you more, and it's okay to have it after your workout.
If you're doing a regular workout, my goal has been to get like in the best shape ever, so I'm not doing any of that shit.
But then you're gonna be starving midday.
That's why these coconut donut.
That's why you're like, I gotta eat a.
I didn't. I did that shit just because I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but if
I've been going straight.
Full,
dude, here's the thing. I fall off once every couple of weeks where I have a day like I had today, and I guarantee you. And this is what I wanted to mention before you finish this. Next week, I will be on this podcast, and I will be less than 220. I promise everyone that.
Yeah, you bet.
I also will have. Morning. Yeah, we leave for Vegas, so I have to go hard.
You got pool parties, buddy. Are you going? Are you shirt off?
Pool party, shirt off. Yeah.
Oh, boys.
I will be shirt off, pool party. Okay, and. What I'm telling you for next week is I will have the date, and what sucks is now I have to pay another $150 to my NPC card for 2020 because there's no more shows after this show around here, and that means I now have to pay $150 for another NPC card. So I am doing a show, but unfortunately I let everyone down, including myself, that I'm not going to do this show, and the reason is I have lost a ton of weight and I look great and people say stuff about it, but it is not, I am not show ready in 2 months. It's just not going to happen.
No. Yeah. I don't even, I'm like devastated. This is like Rick Grimes dying in The Walking Dead. It's like, what the fuck, bro?
It's alright.
But I do want to give a big shout out before we close out the show to a new God Amongst Men member that just signed up. Our main man from the live stream that was super chatting, Rick Rutkowski, who asked us if we were called Bennies. If anybody ever called us Bennies, he knew about Captain's Inn. So Rick is our newest God Amongst Men member, and we will be contacting you tomorrow morning to get all your information so we can get your care package, my man. And we definitely appreciate the fuck out of you. Anybody have any closing thoughts here? Because I know we're running a little late this evening.
I just want to let everyone know I will not let you down. I will continue to lose weight. I will continue to lose body fat. I will be doing a show. Granted, it's not that show. Let's just call it. I'll probably push it back 2 months.
You know Fox and Raven already bought their tickets for that
No
show.
bullshit. No one bought the fucking tickets. I'm most concerned about my own goddamn parents who were like, I'm not going to go on vacation if you fucking don't do the show. And now I'm not. Dude, and the reason, could I do it? Absolutely. Could I look halfway decent? Can I make a lot of improvements in the next 2 months? But I don't want to just show up and Jason Genova this fucking thing. I want to win my class. And that's not a joke. And I am telling you, I look in the mirror and I am very proud of what I've done. Okay, I can see 2 abs, and I know to most people that's a joke and that's fucking stupid. But I take pictures of myself regularly with a shirt off, and I'm damn proud of what I've done. But I ain't gonna win a show in 2 months, especially since I don't even know how to fucking pose. So I'm doing this seriously, and I want to actually win. So when we get home from Vegas, and I'll announce it on the podcast as well, I need to have a legit diet coach and a legit posing coach.
Haven't you had that?
No, I've had a diet coach, but it's a family member of ours who, yeah, she does NPC, but I want, like, fucking Guy's sister Nino, Tony Mashalane.
Yeah, and that won't be good enough, and the next guy won't be good
go
enough.
Go fuck your mother. Just shut your mouth.
That's your
Hey,
mother.
That's
Listen,
your mom.
Just shut your mouth, because you're now saying that I've done nothing in the last few months when I've clearly done a whole lot of work. Sorry that I didn't take myself to show ready. And you know what? Is it possible that I still could do it? Because I already fucking paid.
No.
So we'll see what happens, but I'm just being realistic and just saying, honestly, I don't think. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to stop doing shit. I'm still going to go. Matter of fact, I'm going to the gym when I fucking leave here.
So am I. Wait,
Good.
you're going to go to zoo?
I'm going to zoo when I leave here.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go do some zoo shit, baby. I did not want to forget about you, Big Papa Pump, because I saw your donos. One says, stop eating crap, Joe, and get it together. And the last one says, Joey Bag of Excuses. So, big shout out to the salon guy, too, who I see in the live stream.
I saw that. Shout out to him. I actually saw him today.
Okay,
I was
cool.
inside a place. He was outside walking down the street. Always walking with some ladies, that guy. Always.
This guy.
But I couldn't. I was indoors. I saw him. I was like, hey, there he is. But
I also
anyway,
saw
shout out to you, dude.
someone in the chat. I briefly saw it. Anthony showed me, Pody over here, that they saw me on Sunday maybe near the old Diesel gym. I was over there. I was going to that pizzeria.
Knew it.
Oh, my God.
He tells me it's for his wife.
Guys, we're putting a bow on this bad boy. This has been episode 75 of the Glorious House of Games podcast. For Vinnie Vegas, who will soon be Vinnie Vegas worldwide, the Pody, Joey Bag of Donuts, and Robert Frank, this has been episode 75. We're signing out.